Welcome to another Zencast. It's a COVID Zencast. Yep, I got COVID. So you guys would know that I'd have full green screen, all the bells and whistles for this storm. But unfortunately, feeling a little under the weather, but I'm fine. So no worries there. All right. But we have snow to talk about, and yeah, sorry for the delay on all. Normally I'd be talking about this for quite some time, but again, a little bit hard when you're sick. Kind of hard to motivate yourself, even for snow. All right, but we're definitely on the eve of a snowstorm. Not the biggest snowstorm, but definitely a storm system coming through. And actually, you can see it right here in the water vapor. Up here, water vapor, IR, the radar, even some of the forecast models showing down here. And it is wrapping through. So let's actually take a look at the Euro from last night. Now, I think what the key thing is, we're going to discuss timing. Obviously, we're going to do the snowfall amount. I want to discuss snow ratio because we got this fresh injection of cold air, and that's, I think, going to have a little higher snow ratio. So that means less moisture for more snow, which is nice because this is a very fast moving system. We're actually going to take a look at that right now. So let's go ahead. This is the Euro from last night, or should I say way early this morning, around 1 a.m. So right here, we could see the energy pushing through. So this is about 1 a.m. Tonight, okay? And this energy is pushing through into our area, and that means snow is going to start breaking out. Now, you'll notice here in the next frame, it starts going. It's booking, right? That's about 7 a.m. And you could see how far it's gotten by 1 p.m., right? So this is a very short storm. We're talking maybe 6 to 8 hours of snowfall. So even if there was a ton of precip involved with this storm, you're very limited on how much snow you can get because it's just not sticking around. It is heading out, and it is heading out quickly. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what that actually looks like on the precip type map here. So let's pull this up. Actually, let's get a little bit zoomed in. All right, so again, let's head back down to, what did I say, 1 a.m. So there you go. You see 7 p.m., 1 a.m. You see the snow is starting to invade the area, light snow, and then the storm bounces to the coast around 7 a.m. This is where your heaviest snows will be, right in time for the morning commute. So, if I was schools, I would just close. But who knows? They might delay and then close. We'll see. So let's go ahead, and you can see that by 1 p.m. the storm is pretty much gone. So again, very short duration storm, and it kind of just comes in and comes out. Now, here's the thing. You're going to note here, and it's around 7 a.m., the heaviest snow is closer to the coast. Okay? Not by much. If this low pressure, and here's the center of the low, okay? If it's a little bit, I'm talking just a slight bit to the west, then you have more of the heavier snow more inland. Right now, though, the extreme coast is where the heaviest amount of snow will be. Let us go ahead and actually take a look at the 12Z NAM just coming out just a little bit earlier. So let's take a look at that, and let's go back, start at the beginning. And here, as we move through, so here's the storm coming through, and you see the evolution here. And again, this is important. This ridge to the west, that allows the storm to dig, and that produces these heights on the east. and that gets your storm going. If we had some blocking, if we had a blocking in place, then this thing would be able to ramp up, and you'd hear all those terms that you always hear. It would bomb out. It would be huge, but not going to happen. No blocking. Nothing to slow it down. But here is something interesting that I am seeing on the NAM that I want to point out. So you see the convection over the Atlantic, pretty far out over the Atlantic, even though main storm is here, the main part of the energy is here. Sometimes models try to pull the storm too quickly and bounce too far towards the convection. And when they do that, so here's the convection here, the modeled precipitation forecast would suffer and it would have less. I'm not saying that this is going to be the case. I'm just saying that that is something to watch. And you could definitely see this on the surface. So if we come to the surface, and let's back up here so that we can go through. And okay, so here's like around 1 a.m., right? 2 a.m. This is overnight. So see this convection popping? See how the low is kind of like gonna get like a double barrel look here. See, here's the low, but it's got another low here because the model tries to print the low where all the convection is, and it sees this convection here. And remember, the model is just a computer, just interpreting. Wow, COVID! I have COVID brain. Okay, I cannot speak. I was typing stuff earlier, and I was making easy words to spell, and I couldn't spell them, in such a way that autocorrect couldn't figure out what I was doing. But anyway, I digress. The model is a computer, and it's trying to interpret the data, and that's what it does. It's programmed to be like, hey, there's convection. We got to stick a low out here. Meanwhile, the low might be a little closer to the coast. And if that's the case, like I said, heavier bands can be further inland. You can see it pretty much has a double barrel low set up here. But yeah, and then it exits out by 10 a.m. Everything seems to be gone. So, and then the cleanup, obviously. So the question is, obviously, how much snow? Well, this is my snow map. Forgive my drawing skills here. And places where I don't have colored in, it just doesn't mean you're not going to see anything. This is just where I'm focusing on. Okay. All right. So the key thing is, I think a 3 to 6 general from, Rockland, most of New Jersey, east is a really good bet. As you get closer to the coast, east end of Long Island, or probably central Long Island to the east end, and obviously all the way up by Boston and so on, Massachusetts, eastern Connecticut, I could definitely see 4 to 8. The closer to the coast you are, the higher I think your number will be. So New York City, for example, if I had to, if you guys are gamblers out there, I know who you are. if you were going to, want to put a line on this, I have New York City in the 3 to 6 range, right? So one would say that 4.5 would be the line, but I don't know. I'm thinking let's make this a little bit more juicy. Let's say 4.8 is the line for New York City. All right, let's do that. Okay, for New York City, for Central Park, let's get that very clear. Okay, measuring snow in New York City is impossible because of melting. But Central Park, best bet, 4.8. That's the line. Do your over-unders now. All right. But yeah, so this is the snow max. So 3 to 6 in this general area, close to the coast. Chances of 4 to 8. Hey, as with any snow, I always mention the banding word. Get set up in a proper band, you can get more snow. So, lollipop numbers are always part of a snowstorm. Obviously, as you move further away from the coast, just some flakes, maybe 1 to 3, the further you go away. Now, I did mention something about snow ratios, and this is something that's fairly important. So let's say your normal ratio, okay, with just like normal temperatures, and we're not just talking about surface temperature, okay? People forget that there's other layers of the atmosphere, okay? So throughout the layers of the atmosphere, if you have cold enough temperatures, you could have a better snow ratio. So in just your average snow ratio is generally 10 to 1. So that means for every 1 inch of liquid, you get 10 inches of snow. So if it was going to rain an inch, you would have 10 inches of snow, right? But if you have a colder environment, and not just at the surface, okay, but throughout the layers, you can have a better snow ratio. So places that are further away from the ocean, they will have better snow ratio. So I could see, places having a 12 to 1 snow ratio, and at that point, maybe even a little bit higher. And at that point, even though they are not getting those intense bands and not being under the heavy precip, they just have much better snow growth, and that's why they can get some of these higher numbers a little easier, even though they don't have that much precip to work with. So that is something important to note with this storm, and that can actually help people get some snow out of it where maybe traditionally you may not have gotten all that much. So timing again, late night, overnight, say after midnight, right? Who knows, depending on where you are, you might start seeing some flakes at 10 p.m. Okay, and quick hitting storm out by tomorrow afternoon, actually late morning, should I say. But yeah, definitely, morning commute is going to be the worst part of the storm. So I hope you all enjoyed this Zencast. Please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell so that you get notified when I make these videos, and then you don't have to text me and be like, hey Chris, what's the situation with the storm? When are you going to post the video? Because you'll know I already posted the video, right? Makes sense. All right. And thanks everyone, and hopefully there are more storms on the horizon, okay? So winter is definitely here. There are more storms on the horizon, and hopefully next time we get back to the fun formats where, we can have a little fun with some green screens, but this is always good too. A little technical discussion. Never hurt anyone. All right, have a good one, everyone.